I want to show you the Classic Portal, take a look at how to navigate around through the Classic Portal, how to use it, and what are some of the things that are available within the Classic Portal.
The Classic Portal is really pretty easy to understand and it's easy to navigate and use. The only problem with the Classic Portal is that as you start to grow your Azure resource list, it becomes a little difficult to manage. Not to mention the fact that there's new and better stuff in the current portal and the current version. Anyways, let's just take a look at this. All right, so right now I'm in the Classic Portal and I'm on the All Items view. And navigation is really pretty simple. I can view everything, or you can see going down the left-hand side here are a list of all of the different elements that are available within this portal. And obviously we're not going to go into all of these. It was kind of fun watching this list grow because literally when I first started, there was only a few items in here, and it was kind of interesting when it went to having to scroll, and now you have to scroll quite a bit. But I can click on any particular item and I can see what we have there. So right now, for example, I have one virtual network that I created recently in this environment. Now, as far as managing the items themselves, you can see that I've got this list. There's a couple things that you will sometimes want to do. Sometimes you'll want to click an item. So for example, if I wanted to delete this virtual network, I would click on it and then hit delete. Okay, but if I want to manage the virtual network, I'll just click this little arrow here and I get the interface for managing that particular item. And all of the interfaces work essentially the same way. You've got a number of pages that you have for managing the item. There's a quick start page and then a dashboard page and then additional pages that are just set up depending on what the needs of the item are. And I can pop back out and then let's take a look at a different, let's go to a virtual machine. So here's the same basic thing. Notice though, when I click on a virtual machine, I have far more options down here in my kind of like bottom toolbar. So there's a lot of things that I can do relative to that. And that is context sensitive. So as I change, I'm seeing different items available. And again, now I went to the dashboard and you can see a number of items down there. And so it's really pretty much the way it works. Okay, and we're almost done with this. Other things to do, if I go here, you can get some more information on Microsoft Azure. You can see your account. And really the only other thing you need to do is see how to create things. So down here in the lower left corner, there's a new. When I click the new, this is going to give me a list of all of the different items that I can create. And for many of the items, you'll have the option of either using Quick Create, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's going to give you a create with a very limited set of options. And there's the Quick Create, where I could just very quickly create, in this case, a virtual machine. Or if you go to a more complex from gallery or a variation of that, and it'll take a moment, you're going to get this builder/wizard type of interface that's going to walk you through the process. So let's say I wanted to create a Windows server. The next thing it would ask me is what I want to call this, what size, username, etc. And eventually it's going to keep walking through these steps. But I'm not even going to finish that out. It will take through additional steps here. There we go. All right. It didn't like my cloud service name. Not surprisingly. There we go. Oh, well. It's going to be kind of hard to find that. Anyways, I can walk through this process, but that's a basic idea. And you'd walk all the way through, and then you hit check, and you create whatever it is you want to create. But that's pretty much it for the Classic Portal. Again, a few different areas, a few very common activities. Oh, I almost forgot. Over here in the lower right, you're going to have your messages. And so you can see I recently created a virtual network, and I also recently created a virtual machine, and I can dismiss those. All right, but it's simple to work with. Again, where it starts to get more complex is as you start to add more and more resources here. Also, it's not really very customizable, right? And we'll see when we look at the current portal, you get much more functionality within the portal. You might make the argument a little more complex because there's a lot more going on.
Even though much of what you'll probably do going forward will be in the ARM model, the Azure Resources Management model, which is through the current portal, there are still some things that are in the classic portal, and you may deal with legacy components that are still going to be hosted there for some time to come.